Alright, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to do something a little differently. I'm going to show some of the pickups I've gotten recently out thrifting. One of my passions and hobbies is also book collecting, in addition to the games and toys you see on the channel. But when I find something cool, it usually comes home with me. So I'm going to go through some of the books I've picked up. I've already taken all the pesky thrift store stickers off that leaves that residue and tears the book cover half the time. But just for reference, I paid between $1 to $4 for everything. Each, I should say, not for everything, but anyways. Today I found a copy of H.G. Wells, like a little pocket version. It's sometimes hard to tell how short the Time Machine is, because it's bundled with a lot of other H.G. Wells books and compilations, but it's a nice little copy to have. I think it's in a better condition than some of the other ones I have, so I'm going to swap out this one for some of the ones on my bookshelf. So that was too good to pass up. Can't leave that there. Here's another one called The Acts of King Arthur and His Noble Knights. And I might not have looked twice at this, except for it's by John Steinbeck, very famous author. I think he wrote Of Mice and Men. If that's wrong, I'll feel silly, but anyways, he writes a lot of other fiction, and I think hearing his take on King Arthur and the Knights would be very cool. How cool is that? That's another one for the bookshelf. Probably not going to get into that anytime soon, but when it is time, I think I'll enjoy it. This one is probably the coolest thing I found today. Sitting on a shelf like this, it's probably something it's not very interesting to very many people. Through the Grand Canyon from Wyoming to Mexico. Okay. But you see the cover and it's like, oh, there's pictures in here. It's going to be a cool telling of an expedition some guys went through. And it's beautiful. Look at that. Could be a photograph. But what's exciting about this, and what makes this my favorite find of the day, we're going to start off strong, is when I opened it up, it's got what I call character. Somebody's written in it. Somebody's left a sticker. It's like, oh, it belongs to me. This is from my library. Sometimes those are squished bugs, which is gross, but I pretend like it's something else. But it says to Don Riley, and it says, yours very truly, Ellsworth and Emery Kolb, March 25th, 1959, Grand Canyon, Arizona. And as I was reading this, it's usually from husband to wife, from parents to child. I was like, where have I seen that before? It's right there. Ellsworth L. Kolb. Yours very truly, Ellsworth and Emery Kolb. The Kolb brothers signed this to lucky Mr. Don Riley. At that point, I held on to it. I didn't put it down the rest of the time I was in the store. It's amazing. Something from 1959, way before I was born, just sitting on the shelf at a thrift store, signed by the authors and undertakers of this crazy expedition. And I will end up reading this someday, but what's cool is to me are the pictures in the back. These guys went through crazy feats to go through this trek. Look, almost dying probably, I'm sure, to get these amazing pictures. And it's got their handwriting in it. So very cool. Very happy I found that. Glad to rescue that off the shelf. Get that out of the way. Shamans and Kushtakas. North Coast Tales of the Supernatural. Not that I necessarily put a lot of weight into the supernatural, but I think it'll be really cool and inspirational material for maybe writing in the future. Something to pick up off the shelf, flip through it, find out some cool names, for things I've never heard of. Maybe glance through. Not the most exciting thing I found today, but also too interesting to leave behind, so snag that. This, The Three Musketeers, Alexander Dumas. I love these old book covers. Even if they're falling apart, it's just, to me, that's more character. And it's got some character here too. Our book. They have these made up. I'm sure they had them on all their books. Clarence Rumsey Cheney, Bessie Bob Cheney. They don't name people Clarence and Bessie anymore. But it's kind of endearing. It's kind of splitting here, but as long as I'm careful while I'm holding it, I don't need to put tape on there or anything, but look at that. Very cool. Cool to me. Also, I love old books. 1940. It's crazy to me that something from 1940 can be held and read today. Look at the art in here. It's incredible. And the time period as well. Somebody printed this up in 1940, right before all hell broke loose on Earth. There's no way that... Look at that. There's no way that the events in this book outshined the chaos going on in the world at that time. Who saw this book in 1940 and, you know, said, I need to escape from this. I'm going to read The Three Musketeers. Oh, Clarence Cheney. Anyways, those little things go through my head as I pull old books off the shelf and decide to take home with me. Anything gang related or mafia or crime or anything, I'm a sucker for it. Dalton gang days. Maps, I'm also a map for maps. I'm also a sucker for, and pictures. It's everything that interests me. Look at that. Do people look like that anymore? Looks like the kid on A Christmas Story, the bully. Looks like half of everyone's grandpa. So that was cool to see. It's got a weird bend to it, but I mean, like I said, character. I love it. Love it. I found some short stories, which was exciting to me because I would definitely love to write someday. And if I'm going to write, I would love to get the inevitable, terrible first 500 to 300 books I'm going to write out of the way on short stories, so that if I write a novel, I've had some practice. So to do that, I definitely want to absorb some more short stories. So I found the Ernest Hemingway short stories, the first 49. It's paperback, it's beat up, but very cool. I don't have it, and I wanted it. And that's all there is to that. I'm gonna get into that someday. Excited about it. Same story for this. The best short stories of Mark Twain, according to Lawrence Burkove. So that will be also cool to get into. I've never read, I hate to admit, I've never read a Mark Twain story. So that'll be a good intro for me. This was Too Pretty to Leave as well. Oscar Wilde, The Works of Wilde. I know I've seen this binding before. I think that there was probably printings of other authors, the works of blank and blank. But if there's not, I'm pretty sure there is. But I liked this one just because it's old, because it's got a good compilation of works. 6 volumes in one, it says. 1927. I'm a sucker for old books. It's older than me. And it's printed in this style, like a Bible. But it's I mean, for something that's almost 100 years old, I love how legible everything is. It's in perfect shape. I mean, besides the obvious aging comes with, being 100 years old. It's cool. Got some character here. Some more short stories. The original illustrated Sherlock Holmes. 37 short stories. From the Strand magazine. I watched that Booksellers documentary. And I think there's a bookstore from New York called The Strand. I don't know if the Strand magazine's related, but it's got some cool character in here. December 22nd, 1987. Love you lots. If anyone can decipher what that says. Something and Lanny. Beau. Frau. Something and Lanny. Cool pictures. I'm sure cool stories. I've never read Sherlock Holmes, so this will all be new for me as well. And that is a lot. I think most of the classic books and things of that nature. Now I've got something from art genre, sci-fi fantasy. I've got lots of interests. It's hard to leave the bookstore with nothing. I usually leave with huge pile or nothing because they've only got cookbooks. So this is art related. It's not an art book, but Leonardo on writing. So I just read it briefly. I guess somebody put together a translation of all of Leonardo's writings regarding painting. Lots of diagrams and models, and I think that'll be really cool to browse through someday. So yeah, I couldn't leave that there. How could I? I love art. Nagel. The Art of Patrick Nagel. I mean, beautiful art is in here. Just from the cover and the artist's name, I wanted this. First time I opened it up, it was something not very PG, so let me open up to something showable on YouTube. Here we go. Lots of art in this style. I just think it's very modern, very nice. It's got the sketch and then the finished artwork. And the book is just full of these. I thought it was really cool. It's got big character. Tina, or Gina, that looks like a T. Tina, this book is given to you with love from me to you. With so much love and hope. What's that? Hope? That of you? Hope of that of... Okay, need a translator on that one, but... Tatiana Love Tina. Cool book. Glad to throw this in my art book collection. Someday I might do a video just showing my art books because I think they're cool. And I've been collecting them for a while. Edward Hopper, A Modern Master. This I was excited to find. If you don't know who he is, I'm sure you've seen his art. It doesn't get more iconic than that. So of course it's got a picture of that in here. And a lot of his other artworks. So obviously I couldn't leave this there. Look at that. So cool. The last art book for today, Frederick Remington. Text by Peter Hasrick. I love Westerns. The art that comes from all that material. Just open it up to show you real quick. It's black and whites. There's lots of these unfolding pages. It's extended. I just think it's so cool. This is what I call a good coffee table book. It's big, colorful, just so cool. All right, now on to one of my favorite things, sci-fi. And you may be asking, if sci-fi is one of your favorite things, how do you not already have these? Well, I do, but how can I leave these there? I got Ender's Game, Speaker for the Dead. Which one's better? I'd like to know what everyone thinks. It's been like an ongoing debate for 1,000 years. And Children of the Mind and Genocide. I love all of them. They're all good in their own way, but even though I've got hard covers of these, I mean, just like this, I can gift somebody a whole universe, you know what I mean? Or maybe I need a second or a third bathroom copy. Who knows? All I know is I couldn't leave them there, so they came home with me. I'm not a huge fan of adaptions from video games and movies to book. It usually goes the other way. But they had 4 Mass Effect books there. And I figure if I'm ever going to read them, and I read one and I like it, I might as well get all 4. If I don't, I'm sure I can find someone I can give these away to. The game is so cool, I don't know how they can't be good, but if I just want some, I'm assuming it's kind of generic sci-fi. And sometimes that's what I'm in the mood for. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. But those came home with me. I don't feel like it was a mistake, but we'll see. Maybe I'll read them someday and do a little review. Ender's Shadow. This is also obviously part of the Ender series. I haven't read this yet though. Everyone says it's fantastic. They say that Bean is a more endearing, more interesting character than Ender is. So, I mean, of course I'm super excited to read this someday. So I snagged it. And another Cannot Leave Behind book. If it's a hardback Tolkien book, I don't care if I've got a copy or not. I'm gonna snag it. I don't have this one though. So, of course I snagged it. This is The Fall of Gondolin. I just got done reading The Silmarillion this year. Look at that artwork. That's so cool. I just got done reading The Silmarillion, so I'm super in the mood for more Middle Earth lore. The family trees. The maps. So cool to me. Super excited to read this soon. And the bonus section, children's books. If I don't have it and I think it'll be good for the kids' bookshelf, I grab it. I don't have How the Grinch Stole Christmas, so it's got some character in it. What children books don't? I just think it's cool. I like the Grinch. Had no reason not to get it. And not book related, but thrift store find. The complete first season of The Simpsons. I heard that the Disney Plus uploads of The Simpsons were subpar. I guess there are some visual gags that are not translated into the version that made it onto Disney Plus. I didn't do too much research into it, but like all things digital, maybe there's some downsides. I saw these and had no reason not to grab this. I love The Simpsons, so I don't got it, and I decided I should got it. Very cool. And that does it, folks. That was my pickups for the week. Appreciate you stopping by, and have a good one.